This is where I got my audience feedback. Most of the feedback I got was through Facebook, and they tended to be positive remarks. Criticisms that I got would be towards the trailer not having a clear plot, but most of the other points that they made was to do with the rating that they would give the trailer, but not only that, what they liked about it and what could be improved on. After this, I created a peer group to talk to my audience directly.
So you will watch my trailer. Some of you were involved in the trailer, as Laura was. First question that I have for us all to discuss is, after watching the trailer, what age rating would you give the trailer?
I would give it a 15
plus.
Because 18s usually have a lot of gore in them, or
Right.
yes, a specific kind of thing that makes it an 18 when...
So you're 15, so you would say that you'd rate this 15 because if any younger than you think there would be problems with them watching it without an adult?
Yeah. Things like, I don't know, it's quite eerie and quite creepy, it could give nightmares and stuff, but if you're 15 plus, you kind of understand that it's obviously not real.
Do you think the religious aspects also play a part in that, because it plays a lot towards religion and demons and that sort of thing? Do you think that would be quite...
They would need parents, because then the parents might not agree with that.
Okay.
No, definitely 15 is what it should be.
Definitely agree with that.
I disagree.
You disagree, what would you think, mate?
I think it's a 12.
You think it would be a 12?
Yeah. There's no blood, there's no gore, there's inference, but that's it.
Right.
And it would depend what the film was going to be.
Right.
No, I still say.
I'd say
Maybe
15.
Still? Yeah? Vicky, any input?
Yeah, I'd say 15.
15. Right, fair enough. After watching my trailer, what specifically do you think went well with the trailer in terms of, if you want to relate it to other trailers that are out there, anything like that? What do you think went well in terms of the trailer itself?
I think the bit in the loft
The bit in the loft.
made it, and the jumpiness of it,
Yeah.
the actual bit, that bit
The editing.
is quite clever.
I personally would say the fact that it started off quite happy and then it obviously got creepier, like in most trailers it does.
Yeah. It sets the scene and then sort of changes
and then
it.
it kind of goes to the part where you've got it builds up to kind of an intense moment with screaming in the utility and them two not knowing, should we go and help her, should we not?
So you'd say that's kind of what my audience would go for, in sort of the horror and the scares and the jumps and whatever else.
The creepiness.
The creepiness of it, the atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that the actors in the film are all teenagers as well, sort of the audience, I'd guess, would be about the same age. If it was anyone older, maybe they wouldn't like it as much.
Do you think that it's better or worse that there are two females and one male? Did you pick up on anything there? It's mainly female dominated with having the two females, and especially at the beginning, they've got quite a close friendship, as you can probably tell with the happy atmosphere. With my feedback that I've had from other audiences, they've spoke upon how the male character should be involved a bit more. Do you agree with that after watching?
I think at the end of the day it's a trailer.
Yeah.
And there is only so much you can do and complete to reflect a film in a minute and a half.
Which convention do you think worked best? My conventions would be like the lighting, the sound, the costume, the editing, anything like that. What do you think really worked best? What do you think might not have worked so well, and why, basically?
I think lighting and sound work best, because with the lighting you have the fact that it's quite happy and a good atmosphere at the beginning with the light, like bright sunshine, kind of happy, and then it kind of goes into the darkness where it's all black and white and kind of more like darkness taking over in a way.
Yeah.
And then with the sound you've obviously got the build up with the drums and the fact that it does the little,
The editing for me makes a difference. And again, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, I know the level of equipment that you're using.
Yeah.
You're limited in terms of the production values that you can produce. I still think there should have been more in it.
Yeah, I thought that a little bit, and then it kind of just went back to...
It petered out, and maybe before we saw Laura, with the that could have done with that.
Right. And finally, where do you think improvements can be made?
I think I probably want a little bit more of an explanation. It did kind of jump.
Okay.
The deal being made, if you like, wasn't overly clear.
Not clear yet.
So people who don't watch horror movies and
Correct.
know about that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Right, yeah.
Again, I look at it from the viewpoint of, if I had never seen your film before, again, you know, what is it that I'd want? Well, I'd want something to give me an indication that I'd have a rough idea of what the film was about.
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning bit and the end bit were brilliant. The bit getting up into the loft was fine, but the deal being made didn't really come over
Make it
as
clear.
clear as I would have liked it to. That's about
Yeah,
the
it's
only
fine.
real
You still
criticism.
need to put something like that in, so that when people see the film, then they
Mhm.
realise, oh yeah, now we know what it's all about.
There's some films that are really hyped up, like they have a really great trailer and then not a very good film.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd add more of an expectation so that they know what they're going to see.
You guys were part of my research, as well as obviously you were featured in the actual trailer. During the research part of it, I showed you some existing trailers and I asked you to pick out little bits that you liked, disliked. The main thing I was trying to get you to focus on was, in my trailer, I put it saying based on a true story. Now, I got that from the Annabelle trailer, the whole idea of it, because of how much it affected me and maybe other audiences, and you guys said that you said it made it more scarier. So, do you think the way I put it into my trailer, do you think it worked? Did you think it not? Did you pick it out as much as you did the Annabelle one?
I would say that the scarier the trailer seems, the more scarier it makes it when you say it's based on a true story. When you put based on a true story, it kind of puts into their head, well, if this is based on a true story, you know, what could this actually happen, you know?
Yeah, they go
did
to
think
see
it
it
worked.
because they think something like this could really happen.
Yeah,
Would
what
it
should you
happen to
do in
me?
this
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, would it happen?
Yeah, that's all the questions I have then, so thank you very much.
In my peer group, I spoke to a range of ages. Laura was 15, Julie was 49, Ian was 47, and Vicky was 18. And as you can see, they had similar and different points. Finally, I decided to even out the feedback from both genders, in which case I had to speak to one more male. The feedback had to be given over Skype.
So like perhaps like adding more to the plot, because so far it may not really be clear as to what you're clear to your audience as to what is happening. Perhaps it needs to be expanded on, and also perhaps to enforce this, you need to add more dialogue to explain the story.
I was really happy with my feedback. I could see the improvements that were needed to be made were really with the plot, because even though a trailer shouldn't give away too much plot, too little plot can confuse their audience. This is what I've learned, and I'm happy with the feedback that I've received from my target audience.